My mom hated me so much as a child, so much so. I remember when I was in seventh grade, I was unloading the dishwasher and putting the clean dishes away. And I accidentally put away a dirty cup. It just wasn't fully clean. There was like a speck of something on it. And my punishment for putting away a dirty cup was doing the dishes for 365 days. I was not allowed to use the dishwasher. My brothers didn't have to do the dishes. Nobody else did dishes for 365 days because I put away one dirty cup.
Why are people like that? You know, that 365 days of doing the dishes without being able to use the dishwasher for putting a single cup away that wasn't fully clean. That's a mental condition. That's I talk about my mom a lot and the shit that she did, you know. My punishment was always beatings in some way, shape, or form. There was always something that caused her to hit. So I'd get punched and beaten and stripped naked and forced to lay down on the couch and be forced to be held down while her boyfriend would beat my ass and lower back with a belt until I ripped open in blood. I I I know my mother had mental issues. I know she did, and it sounds like your mom did too. To the woman making the contact. The fucked up part about it is when you know it, you can identify it, you can explain it, and you're trying to show other people, and they don't do anything about it. I don't know if that was your situation or not, but when you're going through shit like that and everybody around you won't help, won't step in, it's hard. It's hard. It's, it, some people are just not supposed to have kids, I think. I think my mother was one of those people. She should have never had children, my mother. My mother should have never had me, nor should she have ever had my brother. I think both my father and my mother would have been ultimately far better off had they never had either one of us. When my mother was pregnant with me, she was 16 years old. My father was 27. I was the I was the byproduct of a one night stand. And my mother's brothers, my uncles, at that time, were trying to convince her to go with them. They were living in the suburbs of Chicago. They were going to go to New York and get an abortion. That's what you did back in the day, apparently, in 1971. And ultimately, the decision was made not to do that. But the best thing that my mother could have ever done was get in the car with my uncles and go to New York. And I understand that means that I wouldn't exist. And therefore, my children and my grandchildren wouldn't exist. And there's a whole lot of things that I would miss. I'm talking about from the perspective of my mother and my father. The best thing that could have happened was my mother listening to my uncles. Some people are not meant to have kids. My mom was one of them.